Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I have to say something that has to be said. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures is an underrated masterpiece. It is a hidden gem waiting to be polished. This show is great. It's great, and I am here to explain why, defend it, and really explain why it holds such a near and dear place in my heart. For one, as a kid, this was my childhood show. This show. I watched this show about every single day for 4 years straight. Maybe even 5 years straight. Like this show, at one point I had all the lines memorized for it. I loved this show. I consumed the show up. It was just a great show to watch. It had good jokes. And yeah, the plot point, and this is where I'll start talking about the negatives first, then start talking about the positives. The one negative, only one I can really find out, and I'm huge nostalgia blind. This is huge nostalgia blindness. So the one negative I really find about this show is the plot of the show a lot of the time is just the same. It's the same. It can get very repetitive. They're always fighting Lord Betrayus. And yeah, it can get kind of okay, they're obviously going to win. It's obviously going to turn. Luck's going to go in their way. They're not going to lose. And sometimes they fight some alien dudes. Sometimes they fight a chicken. Sometimes they fight random people. Sometimes they're kind of fighting against themselves. But also, another problem I have with the show, by the end of the show, Betrayus is treated almost as a joke, which is fair. I mean, he's kind of done it to himself as a character. Obviously, why would we respect this guy? His plans are stupid. He's very irrational. But that's also his character. That's just also Betrayus' character. That's just how he acts. That's just how he is. Sorry, if you don't know about the show, I'm sorry if I'm getting kind of off topic, but I'm just going to kind of talk here. Because this show is just amazing to me, and I love this show so much. So also in this show, another negative I have to say is I really wish they would have had more plot points where it's just kind of a conflict within the group, and they have to kind of figure it out. I wish the show would have also kind of had progression through episodes, like they learned a lesson. I think that would have been very beneficial to the show. I think it would have made it way more popular. Like if you felt like you needed to watch the next episode and there was actually development in it, that would have really helped it. Because the whole purpose of this show is for Pac-Man to find his parents. They are assumed to be gone. And Pac-Man never gives up hope. He's always hoping that they're out there somewhere. And then he kind of gets confirmation. On the last episode, he finally gets confirmation that, hey, they actually might be out there. And they're actually going to go out and do something. And guess what? The show gets canceled. The show gets canceled. They need to finish the show, by the way. I'll get into that more at the end of the video, though. So the positive about this show. The jokes, amazing. I love the jokes in the show. There's so many little Pac-Man Easter eggs. It's also kind of funny how almost everything in the world is Pac. It's like Pac this, Pac-Lantis, Pactopia, Paxgiving, Pacnance Day. Everything's Pac. I love that. Pac Pie. I think that's hilarious how they just turn everything into Pac. Also, I think the animators really had fun animating for the show, trying to figure out how to show emotions and stuff, because the animation is really, really good. The character models aren't so great. I'm not gonna lie about that. The character models aren't great, but the ghosts, I like how the ghosts look. I think the ghosts, they're simple, but I think they do the job. I think they show really some cool traits about some ghosts. A lot of the ghosts are kind of plain, I'd have to say, but legitimately, I really liked watching it. It is really fun to watch the show and see how the animators kind of animated for the show, to be honest. And I've also my favorite episode off the top of my head, and again, I haven't watched the show in a little bit, but my favorite episode on the top of my head has to be the first and second episode. It's just one long episode, but this show, not that it peaks at this time, it just stays perfect throughout. I'm gonna be honest, it just stays perfect throughout. But the show really peaks at the first two, because there's actually, the story continues. There's growth within those episodes. Things change, things happen. But throughout the rest of the series, nothing does. Nothing happens with the plot until we get to that last episode, and then they cancel it. They can it. And I doubt anything would have happened, but it's whatever. But this show, it's just funny. It's really cool, like, places they go. It's really creative places they go. Like, Packlantis, seeing the ocean, seeing the fish they'd make was really neat. Another one, they went to this temple. It's also really cool to see, like, some of the random power-ups Pac-Man gets. It's kind of cool to see, like, him do that. They just do a lot of cool things with it, honestly. But by the time the show's, like, starting to end in season 2, the jokes kind of start getting repetitive. We start seeing these same jokes over and over and over again. There's a lot of fart jokes, but that's just kind of how Pac-Man's character is. I don't know, this show just really hits right here. Like, even today, like, some of the experiences that those Pac-Man characters have in the show, I can relate to some of them today. And I think it's weird. It's the most random things, but I was like, hey, that's kind of what kind of happened to me today, huh? It's just a really good show, and it's just so underrated. I've seen a couple of reviewers review this show, and they just don't respect how they rebranded Pac-Man, which, I'm not going to lie, rebranding for a product almost never goes well. Like, in the recent history, Sonic Boom, that didn't really go well. Pac-Man and Ghostly Adventures was supposed to be like to reboot the character, a redesign for him. It didn't work very well. Nobody really wants to see a reboot of a character. They like to see the classic version of him, kind of tweaked for an audience, but they kind of just went a little bit too far, and they kind of didn't go far enough with his redesign to really warrant this show being super popular. And I think that's what also hurt this show, like, from not being super popular, is because of how they kind of designed Pac-Man. If they made the design a little bit more complex and made it look a lot nicer, I legitimately think that this show would have been a blast to watch. I think a lot of people would have watched the show. I think if they would have made the character models a little bit simpler, I think the animators would have definitely went hog wild, because this show definitely had a lot of money backing it. Like, it's obvious. Like, the animation is really good. It's really clean. It's HD. The voice actors are amazing. Like, legitimately, Pac-Man's and Cylinders and Spirals can kind of get repetitive, but Pac-Man's is really good. He's the one who's always talking. Cylinders is pretty good. Spirals kind of sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Spirals is the red dude. Cylinders is the pink girl. And then Pac-Man's the yellow orb, obviously. Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde's voice actors are amazing. I love how they do their voicing. Circumferences is also really good. He's the green guy. He's the scientist. And then the president, his voice actor does such a good job in season 1. And then in season 2, they kind of like make his role step back. And also the voice acting gets worse. And I also think that's kind of because he was upset. Obviously, like, he probably got paid less money. He didn't really probably want to voice act for the show. But the best one by far has to be Lord Betrayus. Whoever is the voice actor for this guy, holy crap, he is amazing. I love how Betrayus' lines are delivered. I love how much, like, energy and character the voice brings to Lord Betrayus. It's just awesome. I love that voice actor for him, and I can always have a good giggle with my buddy about it. Just Betrayus, and the fact his name's Betrayus. Butler is also really funny, and then his twin brother, the scientist. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember his name? Dr. Heinehead. Dr. Heinehead is his name. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, fart jokes and stuff like that, but it just makes it all the better. But now I want to talk about the biggest thing, saddest thing I have to say about the show. They never finished it. They had a plot point. They made a plot point where his parents would come back in the form, or they'd hunt for his parents. Actual development per episode was about to start. Where I said the show really, really struggled at, that's where they were going to kind of flip it, make it better. And guess what? They canned the show. When I learned this as a kid, I was so sad. And it still makes me sad to this day. Oh, honestly, give me an hour movie just wrapping up the show. Him finding his parents, him not finding his parents, whatever the hell. I need it. Because, geez, why would you end the show off like this? I can't, dude. It actually makes me so sad that they just say, like, he's about to find his parents. What we've all been waiting for. What the show is teased a little bit from episode to episode. And guess what? Canned. They couldn't even care enough. Now, Pac-Man is a huge thing. And they couldn't even finish the show off. I would yell a little bit right now, but parents are asleep. So we're going to keep it quiet here. And I don't really have much else to talk about. Just please finish the show. It hurts me to this day, that they couldn't finish my favorite childhood show. My life will be complete when they finish Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. So yeah, put that in a quote, because damn, that's what needed to be said. Sorry for cussing. Nope, didn't cuss. It's a damn. Like a place that holds water. So yeah, that's really about it. Thank you guys for watching. Had a very fun time talking about this subject. Talked about it before in the old channel. But if you made it to this point, you're a real one. And as always, have a great day.